So since Melissa and I just moved out to Colorado, we've picked up skiing. And of course, me being a photographer and videographer, I've got to take cameras out there with me. So I wanted to put the DJI Pocket 2 under a really good test to see how this would do filming while we were skiing. So as you can see, this camera's got a built-in gimbal. It's small, it's light, it's easy to use. This right here is a mic receiver that I can take off and just have this little piece. And while we were out there, I actually had it screwed onto this carbon fiber pole to make it a little bit easier to hold on to. But I wanted to see if this is going to be something that I can use every single time we go skiing to get good footage, maybe even use to film other people. So let's get into this real life test of this amazing camera. What are we doing today, Melissa?
Ski. That's how you ski.
So we are going skiing today, if you cannot tell from our apparel. And the reason I'm taking the camera along, or the Pocket, is because, so we've got the ZFC with us with the 28 to 300 millimeter lens on it. And this bag is brand new. This is water resistant, waterproof zippers, rubber sealed, everything. And I'm gonna be wearing this all day today while we're skiing. So, do what?
We fans.
Yo. And then I'm also gonna have this on I've got the carbon fiber pole, so that way I can film some third person of her and just kind of going down the mountain. So it's gonna kind of be like a vlog today. I'm also wearing the mic pack, so it'll be mic'd up while going down. And I've got it kind of hidden because of wind. But we'll see how it goes. This will be my first time taking any camera out skiing. So hopefully I'll get some cool shots that I can throw up, and I'll probably edit them live on stream, but that'll probably be after this video comes out. So we'll see. We just got to finish getting ready and then hike over and get our passes and start skiing. So before we get into the footage, I want to kind of explain how this video is going to go. So I'm going to be doing some voiceover work here because it was super duper windy out there that day. And I talk about this while we were on the mountain, but you can't really hear me just because of how much wind. The mic pack did not actually connect to the receiver. I should have made sure that that was good before we started skiing, but that just slipped my mind. So to set the record straight, all greens. We only skied on greens this day. Just wanted you to know so that way you can kind of judge how the gimbal handled it. I also use FPV and tilt lock, and I will make sure to point out which one is which whenever I'm talking about each individual sections of the runs. Yeah. So here's where we're at.
Ready?
Yeah, you ready? That wind up here is insane. Whew. See how smooth this gimbal works. Okay, so real quick, let's talk about tilt lock versus FPV on the Pocket 2. So FPV is pretty simple. It's literally just gonna stay the exact same. It's first person view, that's pretty self-explanatory. Now tilt lock, as you can see, keeps the camera pointing horizontal the whole time, doesn't matter. Now, this was really great because as we were going down the mountains, it made sure that I was staying perfectly level as we were going. It actually handled it pretty well. The problem that I was having with this was as we went down, the camera was trying to tilt slightly up to keep what it was claiming the horizon was, or what it was thinking the horizon was, at the middle point. So you can see in this first video as we go down, I make a comment to myself that I need it to go down. You have to use a little knob to make it go down.
it wasn't going down with me. And as we were going down the mountain, it was not staying perfectly level. I don't know if it's because of the rate at which we were going down the mountain or what, but it was not staying perfectly level until we stopped and allowed it to catch up.
Come on. Like, go down some. Thank you. There we go. This is the first time I've had this in my hands while skiing. I'm a little nervous. She's doing well today. Yeah, it is very beautiful. This is a green. This is the longest green over here. It's called Zigzag. We are on the valley side of Loveland instead of the basin side. You're doing good. Keep it up.
All right, so this, I believe, is still in tilt lock. I don't think I've swapped it over to FPV yet. And as you can see, it's actually doing pretty well going down. It's staying pretty level. Yes, the mountains are overexposed in the background. The trees are underexposed in the foreground. That is something that I'm going to have to look at. I was recording in 4K 60 FPS. I have now swapped it to 2.7K so that way I can get Cinelike D. And I can't wait to start filming with Cinelike D. That flatter profile, I believe, will help better than filming in the traditional DJI profile that it comes with.
Now to go down, probably the steepest part, second steepest part. But we got a game plan, right?
All right, so this is going to be like the first real test that I put this camera through. This was going down, like I just said, the steeper part. This part has made Melissa fall quite a few times. But you can really, really see the overexposure and the underexposure here. Of course, DJI's blanket profile is going to be high contrast. It's really not going to be meant for recording in these kind of situations where you've got such drastic shadows and such drastic highlights of snow. But I really want to talk about going down this section. You can see a little bit of the steepness here.
You got it.
And you can see her speed. You can see her cutting back and forth. You can see her doing her turns. And you can see me doing it as well.
Nice, nice.
So this was a steeper section of this individual trail. It's still definitely a green. Here's part of the tilt lock issue. You see how it's actually moved down. It's no longer facing exactly horizontal. It's facing down instead. I believe that this is the point at which I swap it over to FPV, and I was actually very pleasantly surprised with the results on those. So it did definitely take some getting used to after swapping it from tilt lock to FPV. It almost made it more difficult to keep it level and keep her in the frame. But once I figured out kind of how to do that later in the day, it actually got a lot easier, and I definitely preferred the FPV over the tilt lock. This section is just really smooth. It's really not that bad. It doesn't push the camera too much. So I think that what I'm going to go ahead and do is cut to later in the day when we put it on some really more difficult terrain so you can see how the gimbal handles it.
All right, so we've got some stuff blocking the wind now because it is crazy. But let me show you our view. So this is our view. You may not be able to hear me.
Can't beat it, man.
We're about to ski back down that. Absolutely gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. Oh, excuse me. So I did stop earlier on the terrain park, and I got some pictures of people skiing down the terrain park doing some tricks. So I'm going to edit those on stream, And I'm gonna post some of them up now if I've got them edited. But let's continue skiing.
So I do have those photos actually edited, and I did them live on stream. And if you want to join me on stream, I'll go ahead and put my Twitch in the description below. Come drop by, say hello, see how I edit the stuff. I had worked on this video some on stream, and that was a lot of fun talking to people, getting different perspectives, kind of talking about YouTube and all that kind of stuff. So if you want to stop by, click the link in the description. And while I'm at it, subscribe to the channel, like this video. I hope you start enjoying my content. I'm really trying to kind of ramp it up a lot. So hopefully you guys will stick around and watch more. But for right now, let's get back into reviewing the Pocket 2. So I'm really only going to show the beginning part of this trail because that was the most difficult. Eventually, this trail met up with one that we've been skiing all day. So this is the first time that Melissa and I had skied this particular trail. And you will see that, one, I've gotten much better at keeping her in frame and keeping the camera steady. Two, this is the steepest part of this trail, and neither of us know what this trail entails. So this really kind of pushed me to it. I want to point something else out. You can barely see a flickering whenever I'm filming. I have put a deflicker filter on this section of the video, and I will show at the end an undeflickered version of this video. I don't know what was going on. I don't know if the camera was having a difficult time metering. That's one of the reasons why I'm hoping filming in the Cinelike V will help, is because it's a flatter profile and it should give it a little bit more of a dynamic range. If it doesn't work, I will look at swapping over to manual instead of auto. But I think that this is the end of the first section of the trail that we had not skied. So I'm going to go ahead and skip to another one that we had not skied, because I think that is one of the best videos I got from this day.
All right, we're gonna try tilt lock again, because it keeps it nice and steady. I'm going to tilt down to that. Okay, let's go. We've never done this one. This is our first time doing this one. Ooh, she's already going. Look at that. All right, you got this. Nice, nice. Yes. Nice. I'm just gonna go straight down and pizza it. And then start turning. This is really powdery. Okay, so you can go that way to a blue, or keep going the way we're gonna go to a green. That was nice. That feel good? Yeah, you are. Go way up. Yep. Look at what you got. Yes, that way. I think so, because that says blue. So yeah, I'm gonna guess this way is green. If not, it's a blue. Okay, I actually think I like FPV better. Yeah, than tilt lock. Just from what I can see. And again, I'm looking on a small screen. So, I mean, fine. Yeah, this is the green. Okay. You cut it too much.
The freaking wind, man. It's just pushing me.
It is. It's very, very windy. Like, you probably can't hear what I'm saying unless I bring it really, really close because it's so windy. It's like 30-mile-an-hour gusts. What was that one? That one wasn't the wind.
That one was me.
There you go. You ready to show this to Sydney?
No.
Let's go.
I'm also like testing my limits on stuff too.
That's good.
Like trying to carve harder.
Yeah.
So I don't mind if I'm necessarily screwing up, you know?
Yeah. No, that's a blue. Look at your sign. Yeah. That's what it says, doesn't it? That's what the sign says. Somebody like plowing down the snowboard behind us. Nice, keep it up. That's nice. You're doing good. Do what? You trying to stop?
I started going, but then you didn't hear me, so. I said, I'm pretty sure it said Mambo to home run. So.
Okay, cool. Let's keep going then.
I got a front wedgie. Put that in the bloopers.
That's the lift right there that goes up to the green that we were doing for a while, to like the terrain park. I'm gonna keep just going this way. And this guy coming up behind me. Yep, nice. Home stretch coming up.
Three times now.
I feel like you're digging too hard when it gets flatter.
I am.
You're not transitioning.
I am. And if you remember what she said about these, like they'll turn faster.
Yeah. Keep going. You got the home stretch. Where we came out before is down there. You're tired.
Yeah.
just heavy right there.
So I left that entire run in there so that way you could get a view or an idea of what it was like for the entirety of a ski trail. At the end of the day, you heard me, I swapped back from tilt lock to FPV because I preferred the FPV. In post, I prefer the FPV. Even though whenever I was making my turns, I was turning and it was showing that. I was turning the camera and it was showing that. With just a little bit of practice, I can prevent myself from doing that. But the tilt lock, I couldn't stand it. So the next video that I do whenever I take this thing out in a couple weeks, I will be talking about things that I've improved on the Cinelite D versus the regular color profile. And it will mainly be an update on whether or not I think this camera will be good for videoing other people, potential clients, things like that, because it is super easy to use this camera. You just have to get used to it. So next time we go skiing, I'm really gonna try and make sure I get used to this camera. But I'm gonna let previous Todd take us out and also show you guys the undeflickered, as I called it earlier, version of that clip so you can see exactly what I'm talking about.
So if you enjoyed this video, like it and subscribe it, and watch some of the crazy other adventures that we go on and see some of the other things that I put my cameras through. I hope this video has been good for you, and see you out there sometime. So blue over there. So we're going down another green. Fireball, I think is what it's called. Sounds a little faster. We're green. Oh, yeah, I'm good with it. Nice.